Is this like an official thing? Oh, so it's live now.
Yep. So we're live on Project Pharaoh channel, and we're here with my guest, Chris Mitchell.
Howdy.
And today we will be asking him questions, and we'll have you guys leave us questions down below. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and leave them. First, let's just ask about your channel and how's that going for you, and leave us the name of your channel.
Yeah, for some reason I procrastinate a lot about doing YouTube stuff. So I just started a few months ago, and I didn't really know exactly where I wanted it to go at first. Of course, it's going to be in company with magic all around. The channel name is just Christopher James. Um, I'm doing a few prank stuff. I kind of got inspired by Stuart Edge. I went to one of his shoots one day with Kaylin Morelli, and I love the atmosphere and I love the feeling of doing like social experiments and pranks. So I'm definitely going to be doing that on my channel. Of course, magic, a lot more advanced magic. Um, yeah, I'm really into music. So one of my videos up there was me and my best friend Austin. We put up like a spoken word type thing where I played guitar and he did some poetry. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different facets of things on my channel. Um, it'll all be artsy stuff. Yeah.
All right. First, let's just ask, what's your favorite kind of magic that you do?
It's definitely close-up magic. Being able to see people's expressions and reactions to the magic that I do makes me so happy. That's the reason why I do. I think that's the reason why a lot of people do magic is just the reactions that people get from what you do. I've been getting more into stand-up, which is great at stand-up magic. So I've been going in LA and doing like improv stuff and doing stuff with that. But as of right now, my favorite type of magic is definitely doing close-up. And especially in situations where people don't know I'm a magician. When I work at gigs, it's great because people know I'm going to be there and they expect me to do magic. But when I'm in places where people don't know I'm a magician and they just learn that I'm a magician and I show them something, their reactions are 10 times greater.
That's awesome. And can you tell us how you got into magic?
Yeah, as we were talking about before, it was funny. I was in second grade and I got a magic kit. And I was so excited about magic at that point. I was so bad at it because I didn't work on practicing. I just like found a sponge ball and tried to do something with it. But for second grade, I had a book report, and I got to choose who I wanted to do the book report on. So I chose Harry Houdini, and I got ready, got the book report done, and I decided I wanted to also do like an escape effect out of chains. So I did my book report in front of the class. It went well, and then I also said, I'm going to show you guys a magic trick. My teacher came up and he chained my hands together and put under a cloth, and I escaped from them, and my entire classroom was like clapping and was so excited, and I was so excited, and I knew that I wanted to be a magician forever. And then my teacher came up and picked me upside down as a joke. He said, try to get out of this one, Magic Man. And my pants came up, leaving me dangling upside down in my whitey tighties, looking at the class, my class laughing at me, and I never wanted to do magic again. And then fast forward, and when I was 15, I moved to California from Henderson, Nevada, and I went to a restaurant where there was a magician. He was like 60 years old. His name is Sean McMasters. He was like my first real like mentor, I guess. He never taught me any magic, but he was just always there to kind of give me confidence in magic. And so I went home. I learned some stuff on YouTube. I kept going to that restaurant every single Friday night, and then soon Saturday nights I started performing there, walking around magic, and then just kept going. Now fast forward 5 years, I'm 21, still doing it.
All right. And so how was that whole experience in second grade? You just didn't want to do magic?
Yeah, it was the worst thing in the world. I mean, I was in second grade, embarrassed. I mean, I didn't even want to go to school again. I did, but it was, I guguess I could say it was character building. It gave me some resilience after that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a different story. When people usually say, like, how'd you get into magic? It's like, oh, I saw a magician. I was embarrassed in front of my second grade class.
All right. So what could you tell us? Like, what's the best advice you could give somebody just starting in magic?
I guess for me, the best advice that I could give, depending on what kind you want to do. If you want to start, I had this a person. Let me see his name. He asked me how to start getting gigs and getting booked for gigs. His name, let's see, Beckham. He messaged me on Facebook asking how to get gigs. For me, what got me gigs was going to restaurants, and that's how you really, really get to practice in the real world. I think a lot of magicians, they practice in front of a camera or in front of a mirror, which is great to practice, but in order to get timing down and get good pattern down and getting quick with lines, you really need to practice in the real world. And a restaurant is like a playground for that. It's the best scenario to practice magic and new magic. I went to restaurants every single Friday and Saturday night for a few hours. I found restaurants that would just let me work on tips, so they had an incentive for me to be there, just to provide entertainment. Get business cards made, pass them out to every single person. And another thing to learn is to not just pass out business cards, but try to get other people's business cards. If you're in a scenario when someone's talking to you and they like your magic and they ask if you have a business card, say yes, and then ask them for their business card or for their contact information. Because chances are they're going to go home, go back to their normal lives. They're going to forget about the magic that was done. They're going to forget about all that, and it's just going to be a lost contact. If you have their information, you can just send them a friendly email or give them a friendly call just to keep them in mind or have them keep you in mind to further your career as far as working. So that's my advice.
So why don't you just go ahead and tell us what kind of stuff are you working on right now?
Right now, I have a few things in the works. A few effects that I'm working on. A few really cool video ideas, which I think they're cool. Hopefully they end up being cool for the audience that's going to watch it. But as far as YouTube right now is my main focus, coming up with ideas, working on a few collaborations with people. Jarek 120 and Disturbed Reality, Daniel Fernandez, and so definitely some cool things in the works.
All right, that's awesome to hear. I'll just go ahead and introduce some of these people that are with us today. We have some members from the Project Pharaoh page, and they're just here watching and listening to Chris, but we'll go ahead and have you tell us who you are. So go ahead and tell us who you are, Ibrahim.
Yeah, this is Ibrahim. I'm a 16-year-old magician living in Rome, Italy, and I'll be doing magic for yeah.
That sounded like a really long fart.
It's actually sounding more like a modem from the 90s.
All right, so what we'll do now is we'll just does anybody want to show us an effect? Chris, do you want to show us what you're working on? Any flourishes?
Yeah, there's this little fun nagging thing I've been working on for a few days. It's nothing fancy. I'm not the best flourisher. For anyone that needs to know that, I am not. But this is kind of fun that I've been working on.
All right, cool.
Yeah, still kind of messy, but it's a fun little thing.
I like that. That's cool. How about you, Abraham? You want to show us a flourish or a trick?
I have something similar to what he was doing. It's called Nebule. It's a Nebule. It's something by I'm really bad with names. I've been practicing this one for a while now. I'm not that good at it though.
I'm really big into flourishing.
I'm into like the small, quick little things like this. So, you know, small little quick thing. I'm a big fan of those things. And twirls and throws, spins and all that. I'm not really much into the big display things, but I do a bit of Sybil and all that.
That's awesome.
Let's see some, Kyle. Let's see you do some flourishes.
All right, let's see. Let's move this real quick. Let's see. Nice flourish for you. I'll take out my headphones so I can work. Let's see. I do some flourishes sometimes. So.
Come on, Kyle.
Card 12s. Lately I've been practicing this.
Where?
Looks like this. It's one of my favorite flourishes.
Who's it from? I've seen that a couple of times, but I don't know where it is. Like, who made it? Where does it come from?
That one comes from Daniel Hybrids, one of the partners on Project Pharaoh.
Yeah, I know.
So that one's one of my favorites.
Mohammed is with us.
All right. So, can you tell us about any of your upcoming videos, Chris?
Let's see. It's tough. I can't really tell you about the videos because a few of them I don't want anyone else to take them. They're really different. I'm afraid that someone else is going to do it before me. I procrastinate too much. Me and Daniel Fernandez just did a video. He put it up on his channel, I think 2 days ago, actually. It's called Happy Magic. It's a fun, little sexy video. Not a whole bunch of magic in it, but it's we hired some models and danced around and did some magic. So definitely check that one out. There's going to be a video coming up with Jarek120 from Disturbed Reality within the next few weeks. We just finished shooting it, so we're going to be editing it and finishing that up. So that'll be coming up. And then I have a few from my channel, doing some collaborations with a few people. They're all going to be magic related, though. So not so much, definitely magic related.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw your approach anxiety with Jarek120. That was pretty funny.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, that was so much fun. I really encourage people just to do it, even if you're not filming it. It's so much fun just to go up to people, say something completely off the wall, and then it ends in doing a magic trick.
Yeah, me and my friend Stephen Hammer and my other friend Cord, we all went to this, like, it's a German town in Michigan. It's called Frankenmuth. We did an approach anxiety there, and we made a video, and
Cool.
we talked to Jarek, and we were like, is it okay if we make a video? And he was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to happen. I wanted other people to go out and try this.
Inspired to inspire. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite lines in that was, "Hey, did you know that bananas contain potassium?" And the girl's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, great, pick a card." And there was like no question about it at all. Or, you know what? No. When I went behind the dude on the bike and hugged him, that was the most nerve-wracking that I've ever been before doing a magic.
How many times did you get turned down when you were filming that?
Not many at all. I think I got turned down less doing things like that than I did as opposed to going up to someone like, "Hey, I'm doing a YouTube video, can I show you a magic?" Like, people are like, "No, I don't want to be a part of it." But just going up to them as a normal person first, well, actually, not normal, kind of off the wall, but something that doesn't introduce magic first, we didn't really get turned down that much at all.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do magic, I think that you should have fun with it.
Yeah. That's the thing is, if you're not having fun with yourself doing magic, then there's no way you can control, like, have people have fun with you.
It's always important to just make sure that you have fun, because if you're having fun, the audience and the spectators will have fun.
Mm. Are you performing a lot yourself, as far as any type of gigs or anything?
I just had a gig not too long ago. It was at this Asian restaurant / club, and it was called Manjin Lao. That was a pretty good gig. Made some money off of that one. It was really cool.
Nice.
I wish I would have got video of that.
Yeah. It's tough
Yes.
too. Every time I go to a gig, I try to get video for it. A lot of people don't like it though. A lot of people are against having video at their events. But
Well, they were fine with it. It's just that we were so busy throughout that night, we never brought the cameras in at all, and we
oh
just.
wow,
It was fun though. I mean, it started off as like this Asian restaurant. There was like sushi, a bar, and then when it got later at night, all the tables started disappearing, and it turned into a club, and like strobe lights were going off, and it was just really crazy. I'm
that's,
in there, a 16-year-old, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
yeah. Well, that's. Are you planning on going back there?
Yeah, they said that they liked us coming in because me and my other friend Kyle, we both worked that, Kyle and Kyle. So it was,
Does he do magic as well? I'm guessing.
yeah, he does.
Very cool. That's a good stage name right there, Kyle and Kyle.
Yeah, we plan on putting a show together.
Definitely, that's awesome.
So, can you tell us what your like favorite trick that has been posted on like 311 or Illusionist is?
Let's see. I love the Sharpie smoke. It's so good, so versatile. Have you guys seen Eric Jones' performance of it?
I've seen it perform.
Yeah, so it's like he's drawing like a cigarette as opposed to the smoke going in someone's hand and going up the arm. Doing that performance is so much fun to do. Loops. I absolutely love loops. I think that's the best utility that anyone can have on them at any time. I mean, every time I leave the house, I have to have a deck of cards on me, obviously. But if I don't have loops, I'm thoroughly upset with myself. I stock my room with so many loops.
How do you keep your loops?
I'll be right back, guys.
How do I keep them?
Yep.
Well, I use Yamasika's Inner Circle.
Cool. Do you make your own loops?
I do, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I buy them just because I like the fact that they're going to be exact and the same every single time. But if I run out, I always have two like little dispensers of Yamasika's elastic thread, so I have the ability to tie loops. But yeah, the Inner Circle card thingy, it works so well. If you don't have that, what I recommend is to if you have just this part that comes with the loops, you can take two playing cards and you fold them in half. So two of them. You can go like this. You can put one card that's folded on the inside and then fold another card on the outside. That protects the loops, and then you can just stick it right inside your wallet, and it
Cool.
keeps it fine. So that's what I did for years, and then I went to the Magic Apple like 2 days ago, and Anthony, one of the guys that works here, was like, "Chris, here's the Inner Circle thing, buy it." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man."
It's on my wish list.
Yeah, definitely. It's
It's,
very useful.
so you do close-ups. So that's also my favorite kind of thing to do. Like a restaurant, I've tried performing a restaurant for 2 days. It was great. People loved it. I loved it. It was the first time I ever did it, and it was really, really good. Really good experience. And
Very cool. Do you have any things that came up through working at the restaurant that maybe brought up any questions or brought up any outlooks on performing at restaurants?
well, not really. I think I kind of got it figured out, most of it. I didn't have much on me. I had a pack of cards, my ring. I had balloons for pressure and rubber bands.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
rubber
great.
bands all the time. Works so well.
Yep. What's your presentation for rubber bands? I mean, a magician, you don't really have to justify bringing up a pack of cards. They don't, it's normal. When you bring rubber bands, what do you say?
I'm just straightforward with it. It'll usually be like my second trick that I'll do. Like, I have some of these rubber bands here. I want you guys to go ahead and check them out. Check them out.
Yeah.
They check them out. bought them from Staples. For some reason, everybody laughs at that when you say I got them from Staples. I don't know if you have Staples out in Italy, but it's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
So got these rubber bands. Check them out. We're gonna do something kind of cool. And I'll do Crazy Man's handcuffs. And then I'll put it in their hands and do Crazy Man handcuffs with their fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, you guys know Daniel Garcia's called, I think it's called Slink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works well.
I can't do it yet. It just kills my hands like really hard for me.
Oh, get that down, because it's so good. I love it. Daniel Garcia is one of my favorite magicians. He's was my idol when I first started in magic.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite because it's so funny. The stuff he comes out with. Do you perform Sam the Bellhop or anything like that?
No, not so much.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah. It didn't fit with my style.
Danny Garcia has one where it's basically an improv. He does it. He doesn't have any staff. He just shuffles it and starts doing the trick.
Deck and then he went through it. Yeah.
Yeah, he just peeks at the top. I think he palms the first. He has three card stack which he palms off. As he shuffles, and then he starts with the entire thing, and he just makes it up as he goes along, and it's really funny. I mean, it's one of the funniest things you can do.
So good. I'm definitely not that good at improv yet to be able to do that.
You have to be a really good speaker, and he's a presentation. Whatever.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
One question we have for you is, what is magic to you? Like, why do you do it still?
The reason why I do magic is because it's the one art form that can make a 70-year-old man feel like a 7-year-old again. If you think about it, when you're younger, the first time that you see anything, the only word or the feeling to describe that is magic. Like the first time that you see a bird fly, you don't know how it works. You don't know that the bones are hollow and the feathers make it fly. All you know is like, holy crap, there's something flying in the air. And for people, the first time that they see me do a magic trick, which is astonishing to me that a lot of people that even in the 50s have not seen that many magic tricks. For us, we do it every single day, so it's something normal to us. But to bring something so abnormal into someone's life and see that they're so taken back by it, I mean, you can see the look in someone's eyes when you do a really good magic trick and you feel like the performance hits so well. It makes me so happy. Like if I'm having a bad day or if I'm just like having an off week, I go to this restaurant, Senor Gomez, which is the first restaurant that I ever started magic at. And I'll go there and I'll just do magic at the tables, just for free, just to walk around. The owner's like my grandpa, so he lets me come in whenever I want. And I'll go and I'll do magic and I'll see people's reactions, and that'll just brighten my entire day. It'll brighten my week. It'll make me feel so good. So that's why I do magic.
That's awesome. I wish everybody had the same outlook. You have a real positive outlook on everything.
I try to, yeah. It's, yeah.
It's always good to have a positive attitude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else want to add a question at all?
So what card tricks do you perform at restaurants?
Say that one more time?
What card tricks do you perform at restaurants? Like, what do you like to open with? What kind of tricks do you like to do?
The way that when I don't do so much restaurant magic now. I mainly focus now on private events and corporate parties. When I do restaurant magic, it's kind of like a routine that I do is I wait for the people to sit down, so I don't go right up to them right away, because they're just sitting down, they want to look at the menu, they want to kind of get grips with things, talk to people. So right after they order, I'll go up to them and show them the first trick. And the first trick that I show them is something usually visual. It'll either be like card to mouth, or it'll be my ambitious card routine. I put up a video with Timothy DeLaGhetto, and I also put up a video doing magic at Red Robin. Those routines are really the ones I like to do when I first meet people. It kind of tells a lot about my personality, I feel like, and it's good visual magic. I do Eric Jones and Possible Coins Across at restaurants. It's, in my opinion, one of the hardest hitting magic effects in hands. If you haven't seen it, definitely do it. Check it out. I love it so much. Rubber bands. do rubber band the Crazy Man handcuffs. I do this really cool coin on top of the hand trick. I'll put it up on YouTube soon in the next few weeks. I'll probably do it with Daniel Fernandez. Fun coin routine that I do. Yeah. As far as card tricks, ambitious routines, I have this card rise. It looks like this. It's a lot like Aaron Fisher's, where a card goes at the bottom. And with just a shake, it rises. So you have about 10 cards on the pack. And then I usually ask, how many cards do you say is on top of that? 6? They say about 10 or 15. It's actually only 1. And then it goes from 1 to the very top.
Totally got me. I had no idea. Is it completely?
That's one of my favorite things to do. I usually do that with like an ace routine or like a king routine. Let me get them out real quick.
That is pure sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. So I'll usually use that as the ending to this. We have the king of spades, clubs, hearts. I have duplicates in this deck. Give me one sec. Let me use a different deck. Yeah, that's a pure sleight of hand. It's a lot like Aaron Fisher's The Graduate. So I couldn't publish it. But this is the way that I perform it. We have the ace of spades, diamonds, clubs, and hearts. We're going to put the cards separately inside the center, like so. Lastly, we have the ace of hearts. We push one in, and with a quick shake, it rises to the top. We'll do it again. I want you guys to see it's not on top yet until you push it in for the ace of spades. And then the last one, I'll do a rise. I'll do it fast because you guys already saw it. But yeah.
Cool.
That's probably one of my favorite effects. I thought I came up with it, but I guess Aaron Fisher beat me to it.
All right.
Mohammed, what kind of magic do you do, my friend?
You just freeze?
Okay.
No. I'm just listening.
Oh, I was listening?
Yeah.
And you do magic yourself?
A lot in my college. To my friends.
Okay. Very cool.
I really love it.
That's so awesome.
My teacher is has 15 years old. He's been doing magic for more than 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's really amazing. He do mind tricks like thinking of a number and he gets it without adding or dividing or anything.
Very interesting.
So, how is it at corporate events, parties, and how is magic different in those situations than restaurant and other kinds?
The thing that's different is when you work at a restaurant, you have to really be considerate of people. As far as they don't go to a restaurant to see magic, they go to a restaurant to eat and be with their family. So you have to be really conscious of not interrupting them with their conversation. You need to understand that the waiters, they need to be able to go in at any moment to get the plates out, to get their food in, so you can't be in the way. You have to be seamless. At corporate events, it's a little bit more relaxed. People are there, they're having drinks, go up to them. You don't really have to state that, "Hi guys, my name is Chris, I'm the magician for you tonight." You kind of go up to them and just ease it with the conversation. I love corporate events so much. It's for me, I love networking there because everyone at corporate events, they like to do their own parties as well. Um, and also, I mean, on Sunday, I just did this corporate event. It's called Sage Publications. I've done their events last 4 years in a row. They have a Halloween event for the company. They have a Christmas party, and they have a summer party. And being able to build a close relationship with the company is really cool because they always keep you in mind for events that they have.
Cool. So far for the restaurant part, when I went there, I talked with the manager. Actually, was looking for a job, so I went to this restaurant near my house, which is a really good restaurant. The people there are really, they're really, um, let's say they're really fun, and they're very accepting of everything. They're really positive, and they really like my magic. So they say, what do you have to show us? And then I showed them something, and the manager, he really liked it. And then he told me, how does this work? Tell me about it. And I told him, and he really liked the idea of, this customer service. That people, when they wait for their food, and I show them magic, keep them
Yeah.
interested in something to look forward to. And we basically had this whole like setting, like I had all the workers, everyone, they all got to know me, and we talked and everything. So whenever a table ordered and the waiter took the order, he would direct me there. He would tell me, "There's a table,
Very cool.
please. You can go and sit for
Yeah.
5 minutes." And I would do that, and then I would go back and sit down somewhere else till another waiter would tell me, "There's a table for you," and they would introduce me to the table.
Yeah, getting waiters and waitresses to work with you is great. What I tend to do at restaurants to get them to like me, because oftentimes people will tip a magician pretty handsomely if they really like you and your personality, and waiters can sometimes see that as us taking their tips away. So what I would do at restaurants is I would talk to all the waiters and I would say, hey man, when you put this plate down on their table, can you put this 5 of clubs under the table as you set the table down, or as the plate down? And he's like, yeah, sure. I would go over there 5-10 minutes afterwards, and I would force the 5 of clubs, and I would make it vanish and be under the plate. And I would tell the waiter, like, keep a close eye. Like, if they tip me, I'll give you half of that tip since you helped me out. And so when they would tip me $5-10, I'd go over and I'd give them $5, and then the waiters would be like, is Chris coming in tonight? Because we're going to make more money that way. And they would like to be a part of the trick. They would like to see the fact, like, oh, I know how it's done. Like, you just had a second card. And so when I'd work at, like, Senior Gomez or Sagebrush Cantina, or like a place called Cafe Forense in Moore Park, me and the waiters and waitresses would have so much fun together. They would tell me their ideas, like, hey, what if we tried this? I'm like, yeah, let's try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so that's what can be really fun about working at a restaurant, is having all the staff with you. And also being the eyes and ears, too, for the manager. When you're doing magic, it's really cool to be able to do magic and also behind you hear a table like, oh my gosh, it's taking so long for my food. Well, instead of them being upset, I can go over to the manager and say, hey, table number 10 hasn't had their food in a while. I just want to let you know I heard it. And then the manager is going to be really thankful for you to just help him out as far as a restaurant standpoint and not just you being a magician. So that could also help out.
Wow,
That's awesome.
That's some really good ideas.
Well, I've been doing it for 6 years, so it's all just trial and error for me.
I have a
Thank
simple
you very
question.
Yeah.
A simple question. How long does it take to
Say that one more time, Mohammed.
and say that I have a lot of fails? I fail a lot in double lifts. Some sleight of hand moves. The past. How long does it take to be?
How long it would take to master some of those types of skills?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was watching a TED Talk. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but TED Talks are great. And one was how long it takes to get good, remarkably good at a skill. And they say about 20 hours of practice. I mean, as far as a double lift, it's just a matter of always practicing. I have cards in my hands every single minute. if I leave the house and I forget like a deck of cards, I will stop off at a Target or a 7-Eleven and I will buy a deck of bicycle cards because I feel naked without them. Honestly, how do you do your double lift? Is there a certain technique that you're trying to do, or is it...
Yes, I will show it to you.
Yeah, let me see it.
See?
Did you do it?
Yes, I just did.
I think it was blurry. I think it may have froze a little bit. For myself, oh, there we go. Yeah, try it again.
I hold it with my hand, not a push-up double lift, not like
You
you
do
did.
push-ups. So you go like this. So you'll take the card and you push off 2, you bring it back to get a break, right? So
Yes.
there's that way to get a double, and then you just put your finger in underneath. There's another way to do it. If you take your thumb, you can riffle off 2, push it to get a bevel, you put your first finger there, and you switch over, you get a double that way. The way that I do it is I just feel for 2 cards with one hand like that, and it's a double. And that's just a matter of practicing and knowing how many 2 cards feels like. Then you can get to where you get 3 cards, and you just simply just brush up until you feel 2, and then you just get pretty good at it, just doing it over and over again.
I had a problem
That's
doing
good
the top
advice.
shot for about 3 months.
The top shot?
Hot shot, the hot shot.
Oh, hot shot, yeah.
It's a nice one.
I
So,
think like 6 ways, I think. There's so many ways to do it. Get
yeah,
into
there's
it.
a lot. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah.
So, Chris, do you have anything else you want to add for us today?
I guess try to find out performing magic, who you want to portray to people. I think that's very important, is really look back and see when you're performing, when you say what you say, how it comes off to people, and what you want your character to be. For me, my character is just a little bit more enhanced version of myself. I'm still myself when I perform, but it's just a little bit more energetic.
In Hulk mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anything else that you guys want to add? The viewers here? Nothing? Alright. So, I think we're going to give it about 5 more minutes, and then we'll get off here. That way you can go on with your day, and everybody else can do everything they need to do.
Yeah, and definitely feel free to message me on Facebook, anybody, for any questions. I try to stay up to date and try to respond as quick as possible. So yeah, if anyone has, that's how me and Kyle actually got in contact, is just through Facebook. So yeah.
Basically, me and Chris are friends on Facebook. I just said, hey, do you want to join us in a live chat? And he was real nice about it. He was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. And so, nice guy, good magician. Make sure you check out his channel. And make sure that you subscribe to our Project Pharaoh channel. That way you guys can be up to date on if we do another Google Hangout with other magicians. And come join our forum, and then you'll be able to chat with other magicians just learn and have a good time.
Great. Oh, also, get a good fitting suit. That helps.
Fitting suit.
Good fitting suit for corporate stuff, even restaurants.
All right. Well,
All right, guys. Hey, Kyle, thanks for having me, Project Pharaoh. Thanks, guys.
thank you for joining us. That was awesome.
Of course. You guys have a good one. Mohammed, work on that double lift, man.
I will. Thanks.
All right. So make sure that you guys subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.